What do non-Christians experience when they first attend your church? Dozens of times in my life, I have invited friends who don't know the Lord to my church service. And if you've done that too, you've probably experienced what I have experienced, and that is you sit down and you wonder, all right, what is everything going to be like today? What type of experience are they going to have today? And I just feel like it always happens that the one day that I bring a guest, a non-believer, something weird happens. The pastor says something that might greatly offend them. Something weird with the music happens, or we sing a weird song, or that one crazy person who's always in the lobby decides to walk up and talk to them. There's always just something that happens. And I often wonder, like, Lord, why does this always happen on the one day that I invite my friend, right? What do lost people experience when they come to your church? And not only that, what do they need to experience when they come to your church? Lost people need to experience God Himself. They need to experience the presence of God. What they don't need is to be entertained at church. And like full disclosure, I've been on church staffs where there have been moments of entertainment where I'm sitting there thinking, why in the world are we doing this? Is church not much simpler? And if a lost person was here, their life may be falling apart. They do not have forgiveness in their life. They're dealing with messy relationships. They lost their job. Their children are running from the Lord. They're new to the area. 1,000,001 issues. And they finally find the courage to step foot in your church. And they're thinking, okay, what does God have for me? What does God have for me? What is there? And they say, hey, we have a church picnic today, and we got inflatables here, and your kids can bring swimsuits, and we're going to have a dog and pony show after church, and we're going to have this activity, and we just started this sports league, and we want you to be... And look, none of those things are inherently bad. I'm simply saying that, is that the best thing that we have to offer lost people? Is entertainment and activities? Shame on us if that is the reason we exist as a church. We ought to be fostering environments that bring forth the presence of God and help people to experience them. They are coming to church because they need help. They need to be fulfilled. They don't need fun. They need His presence because His presence brings fulfillment. Jesus said in John chapter 6, no one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws them, and I will raise them up in the last day. The Apostle Paul said it like this in Romans chapter 8. He said, for those He predestined, He called, and He also justified, and those He justified, He also glorified. God has a plan for people. He has a process for their spiritual growth, and He chooses to call out people who are lost. And that happens when people tells them about Jesus. And if you really want to get serious about this, the church is not a come and see type of thing. It's an equipping place to go and tell people about Jesus. One of my mentors in ministry was a man by the name of Phil. And Pastor Phil was incredible. And one of the things he coached me up in when I was younger in ministry was that we do not exist to give a dog and pony show. That's what he called it, a dog and pony show. And here's why. He told me, he said, Justin, if it takes a dog and pony show to get them into your church, it's going to take that same gimmick to keep them at your church. And you're just going to have to perpetually fulfill that need in their life for entertainment over and over again, but it's not about that. Lost people don't need to be entertained. They need the presence of God. How can you foster the presence of God in your church and be Christ to someone in your life? Because your lost friend needs fulfillment, and that only happens, just like Jesus said, when we bring them into the Father's presence. Bring the presence of Jesus from your life into someone else's life today. God bless you.